Hi guys, welcome back again to Striving Aspirants. Today we came with another important topic which is accounting for partnership. Business need expansion. A single person can start a business called a sole proprietorship. But in many cases, it will be difficult for a single person to control the business. Business need more capital. Large number of people is required to manage in different situations and to share the risk in the business. If such cases arises, it is required to start a partnership business. Partnership business will help to procure enough capital and enough control will be available when large number of people come together to control the business. The risk can be shared between them. Moreover, whatever profit and losses will be shared between the partners. Accounting for partnership firm has its own specialities. A partnership firm comes into existence when two or more persons come together to establish business and they share their profits. Provisions of the Indian Partnership Act 1932 is the platform that take care of many issues related to distribution of profits between the partners. Similarly, interest on capital, interest on drawings, maintenance of partners' capital accounts. Not only that, variety of adjustments like death of a partner when new partner is admitted. In all these cases, Indian Partnership Act 1932 will be the prime authority to resolve all these issues. Now let us check the meaning and definition of partnership. When we check the meaning of partnership, it includes two or more persons joining together in order to set up a business and to share whatever profit and losses. That is said to be partnership. Now, according to the Section 4 of Indian Partnership Act 1932, the definition of partnership is a relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. So here, there is a relation between two or more persons with the agreement of sharing profits or losses by carrying out the business and acting for all in order to carry out the business activities. Persons who are entering into the partnership, which are individually called as partners, and collectively or generally they are called as firm. And the partnership business, which will be known under its firm's name. And the partnership firm will not be having any separate legal entity apart from the partners constituting it. Let us check the features of partnership. First one is two or more persons. In order to form a partnership, there should be at least or minimum two persons to carry out the business. And in the case of maximum number, if it is a banking business, it can be have a maximum of 10 partners. And in the case of other business, maximum of 20 partners can be joined together to form the business. Second feature is agreement. When the partnership form of business is formed, an agreement can be created. It is not necessary to create a written form of agreement. An oral agreement is valid, but it is preferable to form a written agreement, because in the case of some sort of dispute or some sort of problems arising between the partners, the written agreement will be strong evidence in order to carry out court proceedings. Third feature is business. The agreement should be to carry out some sort of business. Just joining together between two persons and owning a property which will not involve any partnership form of business. If Mr. A and Mr. B joining together to purchase a plot of land, they are the joint owners of the property, but not the partners. And if they are purchasing and selling the land for the purpose of making profit, means they are carrying out like a business, then such type of business can be called as partnership business, and in that case they can be called as partners. Fourth feature is mutual agency. There will be a mutual agency or mutual agreement between all the partners who are carrying out the business. In other words, every partner is entitled to participate in the conduct of affairs of the business. Each partner is equally important and equally liable and responsible to participate in the business activities or to check whatever activities are going on and controlling each other. There should be proper communication between the partners, which will be the activities of the business. The subject matter should be the activities of the business, and that should be perfectly and completely communicated between the partners. That is called as the mutual agency or mutual participation in the activities of partnership business. Fifth feature is profit sharing. Two or more persons are joined together to carry out the partnership business. They are equally liable to share whatever profits and losses arising from that business activity. Some persons are joining hands for the purpose of charitable activity that cannot be termed as partnership. Here, whatever profits, whatever loss, that should be shared according to the proportion or according to the ratio that has been determined in the beginning of that partnership agreement. Next important feature of partnership is liability of partnership. Each partner is equally liable for the activities in the business. Whatever the acts of the firm is jointly connected between each partners. In other words, we can say the liability of a partner for the acts of the firm is unlimited, which means that whatever private assets which is used for paying off the debts of the firm will be taken into consideration when the partnership account books are created and the entries are made. Next one is partnership deed. In the beginning, I have already mentioned there will be an agreement between partners when the partners are joining together to carry out the business activities. The agreement can be oral, means by word, or by writing. It is preferable to carry out the written agreement that will be used in the case of disputes. When the agreement is in writing, that document which contains the terms of the agreement, it is called as the partnership deed. This deed contains all the aspects of partners or the relationship between the partners, which include objectives of business, contribution of capital by each partner, ratio of profits and losses that can be shared by the partners, and the entitlement of partners to interest on capital, interest on loan, etc. When it is required to change the terms in the partnership deed, it should be with the agreement or consent of all the partners. This deed should be properly drafted and it should be prepared as per the provisions of Stamp Act, and this should be registered with the Registrar of Firms. Let us check what are the main contents of the partnership deed that is required to be added. First one is name and address of firm and its main business. Name and address of all partners. Amount of capital to be contributed by each partner. Accounting period of the firm. Date of commencement or starting of the partnership. Rules regarding operation of bank accounts. Profit and loss sharing ratio. Rate of interest on capital, loan, drawings, etc. The mode of auditor's appointment. Details of salaries, commission, etc. if it is required to be payable to any partner. Next one, rights, duties, liabilities of each partner should be added. Treatment of loss arising out of insolvency of one or more partners. Settlement of account on dissolution of firm. Dispute settlement methods that should be added. Rules to be followed in case of admission, retirement, death of partner. Also, any other matter relating to conduct of business. In case of any other terms, if it is required, in that case, the provision of Indian Partnership Act 1932 will be applied. So that's all about the introduction to partnership. We'll see in the next video. Until then, it's bye from Striving Aspirants.